I want to ask you a question. Do you think our defense is soft? Do you think our defense is worse off this year than last year? Do you think our defense is confused? Because I'm sitting here and I've been looking at the 3 games so far, and my take on it is we are soft. We play without enthusiasm. We play without urgency. We play without a plan. Last year, well, not just last year, but yeah, last year as well, and the year before, under Robert Salah, we had a very, very tough and aggressive defense. There was no doubt what the mission was. There was no doubt what your attitude had to be. It seems like we have lost everything. We have most of the same players, but we lost everything. The attitude is gone. The aggressiveness is gone. The know how to do things is gone. Yesterday, where were D Ford? Barely saw him. Barely didn't hear any of the commentators mention him at all. Where was he? Was he on the field? If he was, I didn't hear him. I didn't see him. What are we becoming? I mean, this defense is such a liability. Like I said in another video earlier today, the defense can play good plays, but the next play, it sucks. It's like an on and on switch. And if you think that this was only the one game that the defense was soft, I urge you to go back and look at the Detroit Lions game. We were leading with 24 points until 2 minutes left. The Eagles game was not a high-scoring game. So that was probably one of the better games the defense has played. But overall, this defense is not good. I mean, we used to have, for the last 2 years, 3 years, we used to have a top 5 defense on all sides. You know, throwing, running, against the throw, against the run. Now, we may be lucky if we are among the top 15. We're probably more in the area of around 20, 22, something around there. We are letting teams score goals on us far too easy. Teams are putting up points like it's take stealing candy from a kid, you know? And while we are struggling with scoring, so it's not just the defense that is bad and worse this year, but it's really something I noticed, because the defense was our little stone in the ground. It was like a granite stone that was just anchored to the ground. But now it's just like we're like pebbles. We're floating around out there like nothing. The way Aaron Rodgers picked apart our backfield yesterday was kind of scary and kind of like embarrassing. And to see, and this is not an isolated case, to see Jones run up the middle for 15, 20, 25 yard or even more gain, it should start some alarm bells. It should have done long time ago. Look at the first game, the Detroit Lions. Swift was running us over. He was running all over us. He had like 30, 40, 45 yards up in the middle. It was like an interstate going up there. We need to get our defense back on focus. And I'm sorry to say this, but D'Amico Ryan is not the guy to do it. He's clearly showed that he's out of his realm. He's like a fish out of water. You can see it. His approach is soft. So when the players see him on the sideline with puppy eyes, standing like this, he has already given up. He has already given up. What kind of message is that to send to your players? Robert Salah was standing hunched over with his hands on his knees, yelling from the top of his lung. His face was red as hell, and damn if you didn't do what he wanted. You got a verbal diarrhea on the sideline after in the next play, between the next play, and you look at D'Amico Ryan. He's just standing there going like, you know, you can't do that. You can't do that. You have to inspire these guys. You have to tell these guys what to do. You are the one with the magic pen and the notebook. You are the one who comes up with the plays. You are the one who tells them to go out with attitude, focus, and integrity, and do it with the devil behind your ears, you know? You have to go out and set an example. And if you set an example, the guy next to you will set an example, and this will be contagious. You can't stand on the sideline going, another down. You know, it tells the players, it tells the fans, it tells the offense that we can't do it. And what do you think happens to the offense when the offense comes on? They go like, shit, our defense is shit. Our defense is tragic. We are the ones who have to score. They get tied up. They get all crampy. They play with a chip on their shoulder, and they're afraid of making mistakes. And guess what? When you're afraid of making mistakes, guess what's happening? You're making mistakes. That's what happened on the offense. I don't blame Jimmy for the loss. He had a couple of mistakes. Happens all the time with Jimmy. But normally we have the firepower to overcome that. Normally we had the wall behind us to stop that. No longer. No longer do we have that. So when the defense starts to sputter and hit the wall, we can't go anywhere, we can't score. Guess what? We need the defense to take care of things. And they don't. 37 seconds left and no timeouts. And Aaron Rodgers goes 40 yards with time to spare. He's standing there waiting to spike the ball for at least 5 seconds before he spikes the ball. I think it said 8 or 9 seconds. When he grabs the ball, looking at the clock, at 2 seconds he spikes it. So he basically took the Packers from their own half all the way up to field goal thing in 20-25 seconds. Without being stopped or contested or at least try to stop them. It was like a warm knife through butter. Too bad. We were such a good defense, and now we are shambles. We are shambles. I'm sorry to say that, but I had my doubts when I saw it was D'Amico Ryan who got promoted. I was thinking to myself, what experience do he have as a defensive coordinator on the NFL level? Have he been some position coaching? Yes, probably, and he have had some internal coaching positions on player-to-player level or group-to-group, but he's never had a responsibility for a whole defense. That's way different. So let's look at it, guys. Next time. Oof. Seahawks and Cardinals coming up. We're going to go to the slaughterhouse on this one.